Hey, it's James, Father's Rights and Resources, hashtag how I got custody. I just did a video where I was talking about putting a diary together, which is a huge tool for multiple reasons. You're keeping track and a record of your case. And I have a longer video on my YouTube channel talking about diary. So if you go on my YouTube channel, you type in how I got custody, all running together on YouTube in the search bar, how I got custody diary, you'll probably find that. You can go on my YouTube channel. Above the main video is a magnifying glass where you can search within my page and you type in the word diary. You can't do it on a phone, but you can do it on a desktop, tablet, and laptop. But with the diary, again, I talk about in the video, with the diary, if you have corresponding pictures, you're practically showing a movie to the court. And you have videos you can present at trial at the end of your case, but as you're going along in your court case, you know, there was one time I was keeping a diary and then I submitted the diary. I wrote it up as a court document and I said, below is my diary account of events and blah, 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 and explained it for like 2 sentences. And then I just had, a line of, the date and time and then one sentence or a paragraph describing the day. So when I go to court and I'm flipping through my diary and I'm on the stand at trial, and then I say, see picture 001, or maybe I end up with 1,000 pictures out of it. See picture 0001, see picture 048, or 0479. I've kept track of pictures that correspond to that. When I go to trial, I don't have to have my witness testimony memorized. I'm just flipping through exhibits and telling the story as I go. And now you can't go to trial and have notes or a cheat sheet up there because it's supposed to organically come from you. But if you're looking at an exhibit, at a picture or an email or text messages, or somebody presents pictures to you, you get to comment on it. So it's almost a cheat code that you're doing that. So I did a video about diaries. Now I'm going to show you a little bit about pictures. And the court, if you have a diary and a picture, you have your whole story narrated. And if that's an exhibit or another book of a document, a lot of times courts have page limits on your declarations or your argument. But if one of my exhibits is my diary, that could be as long as it needs to be. In Tacoma, Washington, they have a crazy rule of 10 pages of exhibits because people get out of hand or whatever. But when it comes to trial, there's no limit. There's arguments based on the evidence rules to get ready for trial. And that's really in the next video I should do in my store. I got the evidence rules video in my store. Probably the most important thing in my store is the rules of evidence video, where you learn objections and things like that, and the rules of evidence to keep stuff out. Because almost all of you are letting illegal evidence in court and letting the mother or the other side get away with that. And then when they kick your stuff out, you have an argument to keep it in, but you're not doing it because you don't learn the rules of evidence. So when you're doing a diary and you're doing pictures, or just generally when you're doing pictures, here's a little bit about how I deal with this. And I have about 3 videos on my YouTube channel about pictures that are way more thorough. But let me show you a little bit here. I'm going to show you my video about pictures. I have one video that talks about the importance of pictures, because a picture's worth 1,000 words. If you go to court and say, hey, I have a bond with my kid, I spent time with my kid and we did stuff together, that is not going to look as compelling as if you show an actual picture of your kid hanging on you, loving on you, hugging you, smiling and being happy, and you doing all this stuff. I got pictures of me combing my daughter's hair, bathing her, helping her, showing how to cook and stuff like that, or bake cookies or things like that. Stuff that you don't see guys doing every day, or not, at least not depicted in the media, because they want us to all be Homer Simpsons and Al Bundys from Married with Children, or even Bill Cosby. If you watch the Cosby Show real close, if you've ever watched it, Phil Huxtable turns into a little simp when Claire Huxtable puts her foot down. So they do all these psychological subliminal messages and watch commercials. Dad is the dummy. The mother's is the one who walks in and knows all the answers and stuff like that. But let me show you. I'm going to show you a little bit of snippets of my video on YouTube talking about pictures. And if you're really interested in learning everything that you need to know, and you don't want to get a one-on-one consult for me, you can't afford it or whatever, go watch my YouTube videos. They're extremely thorough. And I got $50,000 worth of free information if you were to talk to an attorney about all that stuff. But most attorneys aren't going to tell you the stuff I'm talking about. And con artists like Judge Anthony or all these other advocates, they're not going to give you that much free game or free information. Now, it's still ideal for anybody to get a consult to get precision like talk about what do I do on my case in my situation with these facts that you can't get from just watching my videos. So it's ideal to at least get one consult with me. The average person who really learns stuff, I just had a guy do a testimony. I can't remember if he got 50. I've had a bunch of testimonies lately about 50-50 or full custody. I can't remember if he got 50-50 or full custody, but he jumped from he did a comment, and I did a video on that. If you go to my YouTube channel and do the hashtag HIGC testimony for how I got custody testimony, you'll see a bunch of testimonies on there. But this guy said he spent 6 to 8 hours with me over the course of a year or so, and he won everything that he wanted. It usually takes a good 5 hours for you to learn everything you really need to know and really get it down. Then some people still do follow-ups with me for 30 minutes for months after that. I've had some clients. I have one client who got full custody of his 2 daughters 15 years after he first got with me. He got back together with his baby's mom, had another kid. She tried to ruin him in court. You know, she got custody, then she let him have the kids all the time. And then he went to court to modify, and then he had a lawyer sold him out, and then he went back and forth. And then he finally did his own trial, and then in his own case, and then he did a follow-up with an attorney. He got full custody after 15 years. So sometimes it's a war like that. But let me get to the main point of this video with the pictures. Okay, so we're on YouTube. Type in how I got custody. Hey, there's that there's that con artist, Judge Anthony, right there. I'll do a video about him, telling you why he's a con. Okay, so here's my main video. Let's go to my page, Father's Rights and Resources. There's the main video. Here's where you can look in pictures. Whoops, sorry. Okay, so I got pictures worth 1,000 words. How I file pictures. No one argument 50-50. Using diary and pictures. So this one is a way more detailed one. That's 10 minutes. So I use that same one off of, I thought I had another one. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, but let's look at this one about pictures. This is an hour long. So let's get through here. Let me make this bigger. Let's get through here. Hold on a second. Okay, so here I'm showing you an actual court document.
It doesn't seem very complicated to me, and I'll have people reading from something and they don't listen.
See that? So I'll turn the volume down on the video. So because this picture stuff, I have like 400 pictures. It's so thick and voluminous, it's too big of a file, so I had to break it up in different volumes. See, volume 1, page 1 through 30, and then I show you how I scroll. I'm going to scroll through it in the video. So I have a cover sheet for my pictures. I make it its own court document. And I'm showing you in a PDF. And then I sign it right there. So there's a cover sheet for it. And then there's the thumbs on the side. And I want to get through. Okay, so then I get to the pictures. And then I scroll through them and show you, here we are at a play area at the mall. And if you look in the bottom right, I have each page numbered. And even though I'm going to have separate volumes and separate packets of this with each cover sheet, there's like 5 volumes, I'm going to have a running number. And I show you in this video how to use Adobe Acrobat and bait stamp or page number this stuff. So I show you the feature on how I put that in there because I have like 200 pages. Here I go with the explanation. That's in Adobe Acrobat. And then let me just skim through here. I guess I give you a pretty thorough explanation. So here's scrolling through the videos. Here's me bottle feeding my daughter right after the hospital, putting all these pictures in here, and I'm explaining it to you. So here's how to put pictures together. And then you see in the bottom there, that's page 002. I don't know if you can see it right there. See there, 002. There's my big hand in the way. 003. And then I'm going to show you a couple of pictures that are kind of interesting. So there's me swimming with my daughter, showing her washing the dishes. And then there's some fancy pictures at like Sears or something. So here I go taking care of her at a hospital. She had a procedure. She had to get a scan, and they knocked her out. So here I am at the hospital, keeping a paper trail and picture trail of everything I'm doing in her life. Then a little table for dinner I have. Pictures of the mom at home to prove I'm not alienating. There you go, pictures.